Okay, Carl.
Not a whole lot to report on the airport at this specific time, other than I've tried twice now to get a hold of Rusty, left messages to call to set up a meeting between him and myself and Jimmy in the next day or two, so I'm waiting to hear back from him to get things kind of down to the final resolve.
Is he in compliance with his insurance today?
Yes.
He has insurance on all 3 turbines, 421s.
Those do not belong to him.
He is in control of them, correct? He brought them into the airport.
I assume he did.
You got insurance on the Aerostar sitting out there. It's been sitting there for 6 months without any spinners on it and leaking off the top.
That belongs to Brian Phillips.
No. I don't know who belongs to.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
It's the Aerostar.
I don't know what it is.
He's got a white early 60 150 straight tail. Does it have insurance? We don't know.
I don't know what.
So basically, we really don't know whether he's in compliance then or not.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, his compliance, because those planes do not belong to him.
I agree.
That was what he was asked to do, make sure all the liability, the workman's comp, the planes that he owns, his ag insurance, he's in compliance on all those. I just talked to Mike Elledge this morning, and the limits are satisfactory as far as Mike is concerned. And the issue with Brian Phillips' planes, Jimmy's got copies of them. I don't know that I have them with me, but it seems to me like there's two planes that belongs to Brian Phillips. Now there's a third one out there, and the information that we got from the insurance company, 2 of those, correct me, but 2 of the planes on Brian Phillips had insurance. And if I remember right, Rusty said there was one of them that doesn't. He didn't get copies of the insurance. I have no idea which one is which, but we're in the process of getting notification we've got 1, 2, 3, I think 4 planes out there that don't run. Various different things are wrong with them, engines missing, whatever. We're in the process of notifying the owners and to remove them from the property. There's a process that we got to go through. I've talked with the state's attorney. He's told us what to do on the notification because we don't want those planes sitting on the property. At least 2 of them I know have insurance on them. The other 2, I don't think we have anything. That Ferris plane, we don't have anything on it. So we're in the process of getting them off the property. There's planes sitting around on the grass, on the, I don't know what's the asphalt called, tarmac or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what they say at the big airports. But anyway, we need to get them going if they're not airworthy. I mean, that's part of the past policy out there at the airport. There's planes sitting in the way because in the next 30 days the crop dusters are going to be coming in doing work, and there's no place for them to sit, so we got to get them out of there. As far as some of them, you know, it's not going to be the ones that aren't running. It's not going to happen in 30 days, but we got to get them moved somewhere else so the crop dusters are coming in. We'll have a place to go, and that's something we need to work with Rusty to find a place, and between Rusty and Jimmy, get them out of the way so we can operate the airport.
Until you brought up policy.
I have a couple.
Yes.
Since I'm on the airport committee.
Yes.
I went through the policy book that you have. I spent a lot of time going through it.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be cleaned up quite a bit. There's a lot of typo errors. There's some problems in which it gives the airport board more authority than the actual county board. And I don't believe the airport board has some of the authorities that it gives them in the policy. I don't know whether it's in there by mistake or it was in there on purpose. But to have the airport board decide on some things out there that the county board should be deciding on is, to me, not logical. Because it's taking the authority away from the county board.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what specifically you're talking about.
Well, we'll have.
But when you say airport board, I guess the question is whether it's the airport committee of the county board or the airport advisory board.
Well, it says airport, Edgar County Airport Board. To me, would be the advisory committee and the 3 people from the county that's on the board.
Well,
to me, that should not be in the book. And there's so many typographical errors that some of the stuff doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, I guess, I didn't write the policy up. Jimmy can address that, but my interpretation is, and I'd have to look at specifically what you're talking about, the airport, Edgar County Airport Board is the airport committee of the county board, not the advisory board. That's my
It should be spelled out that way. But I don't know if any of you have actually sat down and read through the book.
Here?
Yeah, the one that was presented the last meeting.
Say this a little deep for me. I'm trying to put it up here.
Well, no, the one we have is not that thick. But I have like 2 pages of things that I think are incorrect in there.
Well, I'm going to explain this to you. This book is the airport manager's handbook. Everything in the policy book came out of this book, verbatim.
Well, I don't think that's quite correct. Not everything. There are
There
some
is one
nuances.
sheet.
There are some nuances in there, Chris, that are a
Show
little
me.
bit different.
Show me.
I will once we get a chance to review it.
Right.
I'm going to review it again.
I've gone through here, and all these things are yellow.
But regardless of
Typo
that,
errors.
Excuse me. Did not everything in the airport, other than these front few sheets, did not everything come out of the airport manager's handbook?
Everything come out of that. We did. I think there was an issue with skydivers, but yeah, in most, it all come out of that word.
Okay.
So from here on back, Chris, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Is all out of here?
It's
someplace
out of
in
there.
Is that what you're saying?
And this is put together by the Illinois Department of Transportation Division of Aeronautics. Came from IDOT. There was a question at the last study session or board meeting, I'm not sure which one, it doesn't make any difference about. This one has been approved by the Airport Advisory Board / Airport Committee. And that was a question, and everybody felt like it needed to be approved by the board. So what we're going to do, it's going to be on the agenda for the next board meeting to approve both of these books. You've got 2 weeks to go through and decide. If you don't like it, you can vote against
I'm
it.
saying they're going to clean up the typo errors. There's gobs of typo errors in this here. I've marked them all.
Well, typo
It doesn't
errors aren't
make any
going to
sense.
change policy.
Is this what you're talking
It does in a way.
Dan,
No.
is this
Yes,
what you're
it
talking,
does.
there are typo
Yeah.
errors in this?
Right.
From here on
This-
back?
You've got 2 weeks to get it.
This thing right here.
Okay.
The
And that's
typo
what
errors
this is.
sometimes changes some of the conditions also.
Is this on a
So why would you put something in that doesn't
Is this
make
on a-
sense?
Well, is this on a
It's
word
good.
processor? Are these on word processor? So that we can just, spell check doesn't solve everything, but maybe
Right.
there's.
They could.
That's
be.
what I'm
I
saying.
don't know. Ask
Jimmy, the reason I'm saying that is this is a whole lot, for lack of a better term, of information not to have someplace that is written down and
Right.
saved, therefore just whenever you want to go through and change things, you also can put in here when you've made these additional.
The airport, Edgar County Airport policies that's work in progress, that's ongoing, that's gonna change, that's where you
But
add.
that's where the nice thing to have it on the file, or on the word processor.
Well,
I understand what you're saying.
Does the county want to pay for that?
I would, whoever typed this up, I
Yeah.
hope they saved it.
I do
mean,
too.
if not, well, that's a ton of typing. Nowadays, I'm just thinking, whoever typed this up initially, if they would have just put it even on Word, then.
I'm not sure how it was.
It's on Word.
It is on Word?
You know what I'm saying, yeah. Is it? Because that way, then even if you're making your changes on your county board policy, you put a notation of maybe when it was changed, or the date it was changed, or
Well, I don't know the mechanics of how it's done. I just know that the sections, everything came right out of the airport manager's handbook. So, guys, you've got 2 weeks. Everybody review it. If there's any typos that need to be redone, we'll review the typos. That seems to be an issue.
That's the recommendation that was made with the state on, there was recommendations for the different airport managers. Yeah, which came out of the other manual.
So,
If it's in Word, it can be spell checked right over Word.
right.
I would assume it would have been.
Except sometimes, you know, the words don't come out,
Sure.
and there's different connotations. But just, you know, if we're discussing this now, this is the, what's the difference between this and this then? This is the whole manager's deal?
Right.
And
The one you
then-
got in the right hand is like one chapter.
And
it's
it's,
the policies of the airport.
and it is, and there's a place in here it says where it was put together, or not, no? This part, when was it kind of put
Then you say
together?
who put it together.
You want me to point that out?
Yes, if you
Yeah,
would.
I mean,
If you go to this portion right here, and I think,
on the same-
it also has to go down through here, and you'll find it on the appendix, and that's what's here.
And this is
And
just
so if you go back here,
where it gave you the sample, and we pulled the sample up off of what they said was the sample. Okay. That gives me some ideas.
sample board and regulations. That's one myself.
Okay, so, but this starts in 400 off of this. This 400 airport, see, it doesn't, it's like, right off the top here, I don't know what the deal is, because it, and this may be a better time for the airport committee to look at this, as opposed to me asking questions about it now. But I'm just trying to figure out where, because it starts out
Right in there.
with, like in the middle of the sentence, that's what, no big deal.
But one
That's
other
okay, I
question.
got an idea. You're saying it's coming from the samples.
If you go down through this, and you go back and right in here, you'll find it right in here. And it's spelled out exactly. And the nice thing
Yes,
about these manuals, the nice thing about this manual is from the airport manager, it addresses almost every issue.
Right? Okay, go ahead, Jim.
It addresses almost every issue that you could have on an airport. And then how it should be handled. And that's recommended.
If I'm not mistaken, it actually has a sample for a commercial operation.
Mhm.
Yes, it does.
Sure, I haven't seen it.
Look in your book.
I looked.
Dan.
Chris, I read that
It
thing 3 times.
Well, then you missed it.
Well, where's it at? You want to show me?
Where's
Where's
the copy of
Sample airport managers and everything.
Yes. No,
But that's
commercial
not
operation.
a business lease. This does not contain a business lease.
Yes.
Sample lease agreement, part H in here.
And it also covers a business agreement.
It doesn't give space, it doesn't tell what insurance has to be there, it doesn't say the rent of personal.
Actually, it does mention the insurance. In fact, it mentions unemployment insurance.
It doesn't mention the amount, which is what you're saying he has to have.
The amount would be up to the individual board on how.
Well, then it's not a policy. It's not a lease.
This is what we're gonna do, guys. You got 2 weeks. It's gonna come before the board to pass. If you wanna pass it, we'll pass it. If you don't wanna pass it, we won't pass it. We'll be right back to kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, you've been kicking the can down the road for
No.
3 months. What is going to happen to the business lease that we spent 20 hours on? Is this going to take precedence over the business lease? You're going to push the business lease
I
out?
don't think the business lease is anywhere, to tell you the truth.
That's what I thought. Why?
You tell me.
You tell me.
No, you tell
Yeah,
me.
you're the one that's been stalling around for 3 months on the business lease. The thing was done in March.
Anything else,
Sorry.
Carl?
I have one other question for Jimmy. Jimmy?
Yes.
On the T-hanger lease, has anyone signed those yet?
Yes.
Okay.
You, can I have,
Yes.
there's several functions, there's several different issues that you had up there at the airport. This, Mr. Bowman, one of the things you asked is to, as far as compliance, is to get all his stuff out of upstairs. Has he done that?
Not that I'm aware of.
When was he told, when was the deadline he was told to have this stuff?
He was not given a deadline on that, and I got 2 messages with him last Friday and this morning to set up a meeting between him and myself and Jimmy to work on that issue, but I anticipate it will happen this week.
Okay. Are you going to give him a deadline when you talk to him to get it out of there? Just ask him to take it.